Awesome, so 30-minute class, guys, a bit higher intensity than the 40-minute class, so kind of similar to like, not traditional HIIT training. Where's Carly? But we're going to flow through about 6 different exercises, as always getting your active rest if you want to. So active rest if you want to, so that could be a little jog in the spot, a squat, anything just to keep the heart rate elevate, or just get your rest as you need it, okay? So we're going to start with a little Tabata round today, just to get really nice and warm before our main rounds. So that's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, but it'll all become clear once we get started. So let's get straight into our warm up, get super warm, it'll fly through it. Good to go. Everyone's perfect. Yes. Right. So start with that little march in place. As always, open up those hips. I feel like getting sweaty tonight, so I'm going to go for it tonight too. So if you see me slacking, you can shout you can unmute yourself and shout at me, but don't. Right, a little jog in the spot. Flick up those heels at the back, warm up those knees. I've got the fleece on tonight because it's freezing. Want to get it super warm. Take those knees up in front as well. Starting to get that heart rate up, warming up through the joints. Good. A little bit higher with those knees now, pumping those arms. And into a little jumping jack we can. As always, if jumping's not good for anyone, a little step jack, or you're just going for that march in place when we come to the high knees. But we're looking at opening up the upper body here. Good. Hips forward, little side lean. Warming up through those core muscles. And then we'll go for a little torso twist. So twisting off the lower back. A few cracks or pops as always. If you've been sitting down all day. Couple more. Good, into our squats, guys. So normal squat position for you. Hands behind the head if you can. Nice, slow and controlled. Just warming up through the legs. Feet are nice and flat. Come down to good depth. Nice and warm through the legs. So open up the chest, keep the good posture. Feet are nice and flat. Nice and warm for those legs. Just nice and warm. You can go for that little pause at the bottom if you want to really activate through those leg muscles. We'll be doing a lot of leg stuff today. So nice to get nice and warm here now. Let's go for 1 or 2 more squats. Into a little lunge next. So a little lunge, step back, warm up through those knees, keeping the core tight for balance, alternating the sides. You can add that little twist as always, twisting through that. Core nice and tight with those lunges. Go for 1 or 2 more. Good, we're coming down to all fours, arching off our upper back, stretching off the upper spine. Dipping the chest, looking up to the ceiling. Rippling up through the spine. Puff up through the shoulders. You can even go for a little wiggle here if you're tight anywhere. Just what feels good for you. Now we're into our rotations. Knees close together, open up the upper back. So get a nice twist in thoracic spine. 3 or 4 one side, and then switching sides. Good, mountain climbers next, guys. So shoulders over our hands, driving in those knees. You can start slow and build it up, or you can go straight to that fast ones, trying to get the heart rate up. So we're warming through the shoulders. You can elevate your hands if you want to. Keep it going with those, guys. Last 5 seconds, mountain climbers. 3, 2, 1, big shoulder shrugs before we get started. So big circles with the shoulders. Big swings backwards and across the body. Right guys, so like I said before we started, we're going to start with a Tabata round, which which means if you haven't done Tabata before, it's 20 seconds on, followed by 10 seconds of rest. So we're going to alternate between two exercises. We're going to start with march or high knees without our arms. So the march, nice and simple, just driving that knee up, similar to what we did in the warm-up for 20 seconds. Or you're going for the high knees. The neighbours downstairs are going to love you. 20 seconds of those, 10 seconds break, and then we're going for a little shuffle step. Again, we're waking up those neighbours. So a little shuffle step, you can touch the ground if you want to. Just try to get nice and warm through the legs and the core body temperature up. So we're going for 3 rounds of those. It should take about 2 minutes. Ready to go in about 5 to 10 seconds. Starting with those high knees or marches in 3, 2, 1. So you're going for the high knee, or marches or high knees, nice and light in the toes. Working for 20 seconds. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. 10 seconds break. Shuffle steps next. Ready to go for shuffle steps in 3, 2, 1. So a little bend in the knees, shuffling the feet. You can touch down to the ground if you want to. If you don't want to bend down, just stop at the side. Stop, and there. Noisy exercises to start with. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds break. 1 round done. We're going for 2 more. Ready to go for high knees in 3, 2, 1. Drive those knees up, nice and light in the toes. So I'm cushioning the landing with my toes, or I'm just going nice and quick with those knee drives. So what we're doing here is just getting nice and warm for the core body temperature and warming up through the legs into the hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 second break. Shuffle steps next. Add that little touch if you want to in 3, 2, 1. Little shuffle, add the touch. Little shuffle, add the touch. If you're going for that touch, make sure we're not bending over. We're just almost squatting down with a straight back. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. One more round, guys. Then we'll get straight into our main rounds. Ready, going 5 seconds with our high knees. In 3, 2, 1. Knee drive, or those high knees. Last 10 seconds. Springing off the toes. Should be nice and warm now. 3, 2, 1. Shaking off. Last set of side shuffles. Ready to go. In 3, 2, 1. Slight bend in the knees, remember. Little side shuffle. Touching. So again, lighten the toes. We're just working in different planes of movement. Just feel this slightly more in the hips and the glutes. Last 5 to 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, guys. Good. Right, quick breather. You can even start your active rest now. So whenever I'm going over an exercise, you're getting a bit of active rest if you want to, or just get your rest. First exercise, number 1 today, is going to be a squat jack into a curtsy lunge. So the squat jack, we're going to start with our feet close together. We're jumping out to our squat. We're going to go for 2 of these, and then we're going into a little curtsy lunge. So lunge, lunge, back into our squat jack. If you don't want to add that squat, the jump, sorry, you're just going for 2 squats, nice and easy, and then you're going for that little curtsy lunge, which means left leg is coming behind the right leg slightly into a little lunge. So, ready to go in about 10 seconds for exercise number 1. You can add weights here if you really want to as well. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. So squat jack, feet together, squatting down, little jump. And then I'm taking my left leg behind my right leg into a little curtsy lunge. Left leg, my right leg behind my left, curtsy lunge, back into my squat jack, curtsy lunge, curtsy lunge. If the curtsy lunge or the jumping squat isn't for you, just normal squat for 2 reps and then normal lunge for 2 reps, just like we did in the warm-up. We're working for about 45 seconds per exercise today, guys. 15 seconds left. Be careful if you're going for that squat jack. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Active rest or get your recovery. Next exercise, working into upper body now. So we're going to alternate between upper body and lower body. We're down on the ground, we're into a little push plank. So we're starting at our plank position. Hips are down, squeezing the core. We're pushing up one arm, and then we're coming down, pushing up the other arm. Okay, if you need to, drop to your knees, or you can elevate your hands. Exactly the same, coming down to your elbows, pushing up one side, dropping down the other. Ready, it's going about 5 seconds, guys. Coming down to our mat, core super tight. Remember, it's a plank. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. So my hips are down, I'm squeezing the stomach, pushing up one side like a press up, and then back down the other side. If you need to, like I said, drop to your knees, but make sure there's a straight line between our knees and our shoulders. Pushing up, coming down, then alternate the sides. So one side I push up with my right, then alternate it, pushing up with my left. Oh, I'm not working hard enough. Coming up into those toes if you can. Start to feel this through the shoulders, through the chest. Good at home, guys. Well done, well done. Last 10 seconds of these. Let's get 1 or 2 more reps in. 3, 2, 1. Active rest recovery. So back to legs, guys. Either get your rest or do your active rest. We're going for a side lunge next. So side lunge, depending how your mobility is, what we're looking for is side lunge to the side, little bend in the knee, and then pushing up. We're going to go 25 seconds per leg, and then we're switching sides. Okay? So getting ready to go in about 5 to 10 seconds. Start with your feet together. In 3, 2, 1. If you're new to these, just go for a little bend in the knee and then push up. If your mobility allows it, you can go a little bit deeper, right into that lunge, right into almost like a one-legged squat. My heel turns up, my toes point up, and I'm lunging into that side. Make sure when we're stepping, that foot is nice and straight on the ground, nice and flat. Last 5 to 10 seconds this leg. 3, 2, 1. Switching legs, guys. So I'm lunging my right side now. You'll find one leg is a lot stronger than the other probably. You'll probably be able to come a bit lower in your right side or your left side, depending where your imbalances lie. I'm a lot stronger in my right side, which means I can come a little bit lower, and I know I'm able to push myself back up. Like I said, if you're new to this one, just a little side bend, like this. Last 5 to 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, active rest or recovery. Back to upper body. Well, this is like a full body exercise. It's going to be a burpee, I'm sorry, but as always, loads of burpee variations. You don't have to hate them. Let's start in our push-up position. We're going to jump up, if we can, add in the push-up. So that's your full burpee. Your next step down from here would be just a pop to the stand without the press up. Or we're just stepping up to a standing position, standing up. Stepping back, standing up. Okay? Ready to go in about 5 to 10 seconds for your burpees. So do which one you feel comfortable with. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Working 45 seconds here, guys. So add that push up, add the jump and clap if you can. Lower yourself down slowly. Don't just collapse in a heap. Make sure you're almost doing like a reverse push up there. So you're actually working those upper body muscles. Last 20 seconds. If you're counting how many reps you can do, you can try beat it for the next round. 10 seconds. Let's get 1 or 2 more in. 3, 2, 1. Active rest and recovery, guys. Oh my goodness, haven't done those in a while. Right, next exercise, back to legs. We are going for cross-country skiing. It looks daft, but we've probably done these before. We're bending into that front leg, taking my back leg off, and I'm swinging with the arms, nice and big. We're going to go 25 seconds per leg, so we're holding there. Ready to go in about 5 seconds. So start with a little balance. In 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee down, and then we're swinging with the arms. Make sure that foot is nice and flat. The arms are trying to put us off balance. We've got to counteract that by keeping the core tight. These are great injury prevention exercises if you're into your sport or anything. So we're working all these muscles around the knee, stabilizing through there. Last 5 to 10 seconds, this leg. 3, 2, 1, switching legs. So, I've got a low bend in that knee, I'm powering through that front leg, and I'm making big swings with my arms. Like the side lunge, you'll notice one leg is probably a lot stronger than the other, in which case you can even challenge it a little bit more by adding a little pulse, but you don't want to get too far ahead of your weaker leg. Last 5 seconds. We've got one more exercise after this to complete the round. In 3, 2, 1, active rest and recovery. Last one is going to be a core exercise but upper body. We're going for a slow mountain climber. So like we did in the warm-up, shoulders over our hands, nice and tight through the stomach, and we're just as slow as we can, taking that knee in, and then the opposite knee. If you need to, come up onto a bed or a couch to elevate those hands, and we're nice and slow squeezing the stomach, like a reverse crunch. Ready to go in about 5 to 10 seconds, coming down to your mat, guys. Last exercise, we'll get a quick breather after this. In 3, 2, 1. So my shoulders are over my hands, my hips are down, I'm squeezing the stomach at all times, driving that knee. Or I'm up with my hands. If you don't like these, just go nice and slow, working through your shoulders. Your last exercise, guys. We're almost there. Squeeze the stomach. Last 5 to 10 seconds. Bring that knee right in towards the chest. 3, 2, 1, and rest in there, guys. So that's one round. You can even keep going with your active rest right now, so you can keep going with your jogging spot. Good, guys. Or just get your breather for about 40 more seconds. Deep breaths in. I'm going to get my rest because I don't stop talking. I won't have to talk so much this round. So 6 exercises there. You know the exercises now. We have got about 10 minutes left and we're done. Getting ready to go in about 30 seconds, guys. So that first exercise, you know the exercises now. You can even start adding weights now that you're familiar with them. Not for the first, well, maybe for the first one actually. So your squat. So it's that squat jack, feet are together, squat jack. And then it's that curtsy lunge. So the curtsy lunge, my left is coming behind my right, coming down. Getting ready to go, guys, in about 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Squat jack times 2. And then curtsy lunge. Curtsy lunge. Again, if you're not wanting to add that jump, normal squat, nice, slow and controlled, hitting good depth. Nice and slow, don't have to rush these. Just because it's a bit of a higher intensity does not mean you have to go faster. Just remember that. Take it at your own pace. We're still wanting to work for those muscles. It's not all about burning as much calories and getting that heart rate up. Still working on that muscle building. Last 10 seconds, guys. So you can get one more round in. A couple of squats, couple of lunges. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Active rest or recovery. We've got push planks next. So we're down on the ground, keeping the core nice and tight. Ready to go in about 10 seconds, guys. Coming down in 5, 3, 2, 1. So I'm pushing up one side, core is nice and tight, I'm not sagging down my hips, I'm solid through the core, even a clench in my bum, squeezing the glutes, driving up through the legs, sorry, the arms. You think I know my arm from my leg. Pushing up through those chest and shoulders. Again, we're always squeezing the stomach. Keeping tight through the core. I like to breathe out as I push up. Breathing in on the way down. Just helps regulate that breathing. Last 10 seconds, guys. Let's get a couple more per side. Push them in. You start to feel this in the legs now too. 3, 2, 1. Active rest recovery. So you're getting your active rest, or you're just getting your recovery. Ready to go for your side lunges in about 10 to 15 seconds. Remember, depending on your mobility in this leg, will depend how low you can go. Ready to go in about 5 seconds. You can add your weights here if you want to. In 3, 2, 1. Pushing in, guys. Coming down. Try to keep that back straight as much as you can. It is hard trying not to lean over, but we're trying to keep an upright chest as much as possible. Last 10 seconds, this leg. Remember, we don't have to go so deep. If you're new to these, just a slight bend in the knee, you'll still feel it in that quad. 3, 2, 1, switching sides. Nice big step, open up. Like I said before, one leg will be slightly stronger than the other probably. Especially if we've got any ex-footballers or one-sided players. Looking at you, Paul. Nice feet flight, nice and flat. Pushing up. So you get a nice little spring off that standing leg. Last 5 to 10 seconds this side. Flying through, guys. 3, 2, 1. Almost there. I've got 3 more exercises. We're only going to go 30 seconds for our burpees. So blast this one out for 30 seconds. Ready to go in about 10 seconds. Grab your breather, grab your rest. So burpee variations, guys, do which one you're comfortable with. Ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So burpee variation. Chest to floor, hands above the head with a jump. Or we are no press up, squat thrust, standing up. You can add the jump still, or we're just into there, little jump, or a little step up, coming up. You can even do these on the couch. So you can press up on the couch, jumping up, stepping up. Loads of ways to do it. Don't have to be afraid of this exercise. Last 5 to 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Last 2 exercises. Cross country skiing into our slow climbers. We'll finish with one last core exercise, and then we're done, guys. Ready, go in 10 seconds. We're starting with that cross-country skiing, big daft exercise. Ready, go. Left or right leg to start with in 3, 2, 1. A little bend in that knee, and big swings with the arms. So we're trying to balance our stability as we swing those arms. I'm starting to feel this around my knee. If it's too easy for anyone, you can start little pulses with that leg, up and down. Really fire it into that quad. Last 10 seconds, this leg. Big swings. 3, 2, 1. Shake off that leg into the opposite leg. Pushing in, guys. So try not lean forward too much. I'm quite bad for that actually. Just keeping an upright torso if we can. Keeping that balance. The feet is nice and flat. We're not rolling onto that toe. My heel is planted to the ground. And we're staying stable. You might feel this in the glutes. You might feel this in the quads. Wherever you're kind of weak, that's where the muscles will start to turn on. Last 10 seconds, big swings. Make sure you've got bend in that knee so we're not straightened out. Bend in the knee. 3, 2, 1. Last exercise of the round. Slow mountain climbers, either on a bed or a bench, whatever you've got, or down on the ground. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Driving in those knees, nice and slow, little pause, and back, little pause, and back. Squeeze the stomach as hard as you can. It's a core exercise, guys, but obviously you've got to be stable through the shoulders. Elevate those hands to make it a little easier. Keeping it going. Keep breathing. Last 10 to 15 seconds. After this, we're going to go for one more core exercise. We're going to flip straight onto our back. 3, 2, 1. Quick couple of deep breaths on your stomach, on your back. What we're going for, guys, we're going for those heel touches. I'm sure we've done them a few times now. So feet together, heels just outside reach of my hands. Coming up with the shoulders, reaching for those toes. Breathing in, breathing out, squeezing into stomach. Ready to go, guys. This is our last exercise. In 3, 2, 1. Shoulders come up, reaching for those toes. You don't have to touch the toes, but it's just a guide. We're reaching for those toes. My shoulders are just off the ground. My core is engaged straight away. Breathing out as I reach. If this is too much for anyone, as always, normal core crunch, any core exercise you feel comfortable doing. So we're working more into the sides here. A little bit of a side crunch. But we're staying stable through the core as we switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, guys. Well done. Bang on time. Let's go for a quick stretch. Let's get a little stomach stretch off to start with. So come down onto our front. Little slight back bend. We're just trying to get a stretch in the stomach there. Good, then come back into our child's pose. Stretching off the back. Deep breaths into the chest and the stomach. Starting to get that heart rate back down to normal. So get your recovery in the child's pose. Just going to leave you here for a few seconds. Good, guys, let's come up to a stand. Let's go into those classic hip stretches. So first one is knee away from the other knee, and we're stretching into hip. So take that back slightly. Then take the knees close together, stretching off the front of the quad. Switching sides. So knee out to the side, stretching hips. Just feel this right at the top of your hip. Don't fall over. Knee to knee. Stretch up the quads. Good, let's go for a little forward fold to finish, guys. So nice forward fold, relaxing through the shoulders, stretching up the hamstrings. You can arch off the upper back here if you want to get a little bit of a back stretch. Reaching for the toes if you want to. Bend the knees, relaxing out. Well done, guys.